I'm recording. I'm shy. I'm so shy. Oh my gosh, don't look at me. Kidding. A little bit. Actually, it would be shy. But anyway. So, okay, now what I'm going to describe here is... This is a funny video still. Okay. So, basically, alright, I want to talk about a mantra. Alright, so mantras can be really, really good to just sing aloud and in your head for just calming yourself, just grounding yourself. Is this working? Yeah, it's working. Right. Sorry, I'm a little high. But, as usual. But, yeah, so, calming and grounding, and yeah, I'll give you this mantra that I use, but you can use basically any mantra which connects you to your heart. So whatever feels good to you. I learned this mantra from the movie For the Benefit of All Beings. It's a documentary about Garchen Rinpoche, who was a Tibetan Buddhist master who, or monk, I should say. At first he was a monk, and I don't know if I can exactly call him a master because Tibetan Buddhism is not real Buddhism, but anyway, he was fighting the Chinese when they invaded Tibet, working for the CIA, and they put him in a Chinese prison, of course, and he was there for 20 years, breaking rocks, growing rice, okay, and that's when he met his master. Don't remember if he ever gave his name, but the master was saying, hey, why are you unhappy? You should be so loving and happy because you're growing rice all day, like for the Chinese people, and they love rice, they need rice. And he was like, well, yeah, but Chinese people are horrible, dude. Like, they're making us, like, break rocks and, like, oh, it's horrible. They're beating us and all this stuff. And it's like, yeah, that's not Chinese people doing that. That's the government doing that, okay? Like, Chinese people are actually good people, you know? And he was like, okay. And he was like, yeah, just send them love. And even if they were bad people, just send them love because that'll help them. That'll heal them. And it'll heal you, too. So he just started sending love to them, sending love to himself. You know, and all that stuff, and he was, like, just getting better and better, and finally just, like, completely heart chakra blasted, and now he has, like, thousands of people just, like, walking with him everywhere, and, like, so it was a beautiful movie, and this is the mantra that was playing a lot. It's the White Tara Blessing mantra, I think it's called, but it's Om Mane Padme Om Mane Padme Om Mane Padme Om Mane Padme. Doesn't that feel good? And there's a lot of interpretations of what it means, because it's basically, they say it's like the synthesis of all Tibetan Buddhist teachings in a mantra. But, you know, Om is the sound of the universe, supposedly, and Hum, I think, is connecting to the heart, and Peme, I think, mind. I don't know, like, there's a lot of different definitions, interpretations, but yeah, the one I settled on that I liked was, may my mind and my heart be connected as one. Even though, okay, that's not exactly like, you know, as one, that's kind of like opposite of Buddha's teaching, but it's a good start. So, most people, I think this is like perfect for most people to start with. So, yeah. Just do that. And so sorry, my experience. Okay, so yes, so after I watched this movie, first of all, at that point in my life, I was extremely desperate to escape my life, because my wife at that time, my first wife, she was totally crazy, totally insane. I was taking her to the mental hospital like every month, and she was pregnant, and I was like, oh, well, you know, I just destroyed my life now, you know, but I knew I couldn't kill myself, because if I killed myself, then I'd just make things worse. And It'll just be like more rebirths and all that stuff. And if you don't believe in rebirth, just Google evidence for rebirth. There's like a zillion pieces of evidence for now. It's been studied very well. And so, yeah, I chanted this mantra that night. And I was also practicing Nibbana meditation, which I learned from Sohayu of awakeningtoreality.com. And basically, I don't even think he exactly explained what Nibbana was, but he explained that you should be dissolving the sense of unification that leads to identification. So I developed this. I mean, this is a meditation I just developed recently, but I didn't know exactly like how to unweave my mind exactly. But I just thought, okay, like unweave, like, you know, let everything weave it. And it worked with this mantra. Somehow it worked. Just knowing Sohayu was able to unweave his unified perceptions, and so I was like, all right, let me do that. And but strangely, he, you know, when I tell him about Nibbana, he doesn't even think that's Nibbana. But he's like, well, I'm like, what is Nibbana? He's like, oh, Nibbana is like a, yeah, we can't really say anything about Nibbana. I'm like, all right, whatever. But this is definitely Nibbana, and you can check with the Bahia Sutta Udana 1.10. It's exactly what this is saying. So anyway, so I was, dissolved in, I was unwove and infinite streams of infinite bliss, and there's nobody there and nothing holding it together. And so after that, like, I knew, like, okay, I'm not going to be born much longer anymore. I already knew that when I was a kid, actually. When I was like a couple of years old, I told my mom this was one of my last births. So anyway, whatever am I talking about? So that mantra helped me with that, and then I kind of like developed a good connection to that mantra after that. And yeah, I had various Nibbana experiences after that as well. But anyway, so yeah, and then more recently I developed a kind of like better meditation technique. So you can check my YouTube channel, but basically it's like you focus on the top of your head, then you focus on the bottom of your feet at the same time, and you try to feel like the sensations at the same time, but without binding them into like one sensation. And you start feeling like your whole like middle of your body is like dissolving, and it's just like these two separate sensations happening at the same time. That's basically the portal to Nibbana, which is like infinite sensations happening at the same time with nobody there. So try it out. You might like it. It's very relaxing. It's like kind of, anyway, so if I could even remember what I was even talking about. I'm sorry, this video is long now. Mantra, yeah. Mantra. I love mantra. So. And you don't have to treat mantra like it's something you have to do all the time, but it's just like, it's nice sometimes, and especially if you're having a bad trip, it can be extremely helpful. And it's very nice to slowly chant and feel. And yeah, I think and my personal experience with, like, okay, so I grew up in Philadelphia, like in the ghetto, like absolute ghetto, black ghetto, and there's white ghetto, black ghetto, but like people murdering each other like every night outside, basically, cops, like helicopters, like every night outside. So that's my growing up experience. People like breaking down our door every night. People like fucking throwing cherry bombs in our house every night. Like, that's my growing up experience. We had bars on the windows, and like, you know, cops didn't help, and blah blah blah. And been attacked multiple times at gunpoint sometimes, and blah 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 blah. And so yeah, so when I would like be walking around, I would start doing this mantra to protect myself, and it really definitely worked. Like one time I had, like, outside the post office, a dude came up to me, he was like just driving, he drove up, like, you know, he has money, I guess, and like he drove up and he was like just absolutely insane. He was like, "You white devil, I can kill you, white devil." And I was like, I didn't even do that, like I was just like, Om Mani Padme. But I was just doing that anyway, so it was like not new or anything like that. I was just automatically doing that anyway, and he just like walked away. He's like, "Yeah, whatever." He drove away. He's like, "Whatever." couldn't get a reaction, you know. And then I was like, I don't think it was the same day, but I was like walking again on that route, like back to home, and there were some dudes that were just like, I was shirtless at the time, and they were just like making fun of me. They're like, "You look stupid." I was like, "Ha, thank you." Yeah. And they just kind of started cracking up, like they couldn't even handle like, what the fuck, this dude was like insane. And that was that experience. I mean, they were trying to pick a fight, basically, and like, I just didn't go for that. I'm not gonna fight like a whole bunch of dudes. This is stupid. Like, oh my god. But you'd be surprised how many people actually probably would, and then they die. Oh, that's crazy. Like, you're just gonna like, anyway. So, yo. Life is so precious. Like, people have no idea how precious life is. Buddha said to be born human is like, the chance of that is about the same chance of like a sea turtle coming up for water. Coming up the water for the air, and like just happening to put his neck through a little hoop that had been there somewhere on the ocean. You know, that's like the chance of being born human. And like, humans, according to Buddha, they're the only ones that can become enlightened. I mean, in terms of like the animal kingdom, the spirit realm, et cetera, et cetera. And I don't know about aliens, but like, kind of makes sense, because if you think about like aliens, most likely they're like way more like artificial intelligence advanced than we are, and so they're already not even like meditating or anything like that anymore. They're just like, you know, infinite intelligence and whatever, and no spiritual nothing. And I mean, aside from like maybe the Pleiadians or something, like, I don't know, I never met the Pleiadians, but there were definitely some blue aliens though that they were trying to heal my my second wife. But yeah, and that was after 10 days of dry fasting, no water, no food. And I did a 9-day dry fast with her, by the way. They say this will kill you, but it didn't do anything. I mean, as long as you're not sweating, you're not like, I don't know, like running and jumping, and like, you know, it's not hot. I mean, you don't really waste that much water, because most of the water you use is just for like eating food, actually, like processing food and stuff. But anyway, so yeah, it was like 9 days, did nothing for her. But then on the 10th day, that's when the blue aliens came to save her, and then she was like scared of them, so they left. But anyway, so yeah, I'm crazy. This is like, what are we talking about now? And blah blah blah. And yeah, I made a video on my YouTube about my marriage with her and how it ended, and how I learned about real love after it ended. But anyway, I still love her so much, and it feels good to love her. It should never feel bad to love someone that does not love if it feels bad. So, what was I talking about now? The aliens and the fasting, and why were we talking about fasting? Mantras, and yes, I don't even remember what I'm talking about, so I think I'm like pretty much done. Much love. Peace.